Hey, for some reason, I've been fighting, man. I've been fighting some battles here. Like I need to get myself. Am I audible, guys? Am I audible? Apologies, guys. Hey, yeah. I don't know what's been going on. But for some reason, I wasn't able to do anything. Um, there's a technical there was a technical difficulty somewhere here. So apologies for that, guys. I need to get myself. Even now, I just have to make sure that everything is working because it could be fine, it could not be. So yeah, guys, but it's fine. I'm here. I'm here. Um, just gotta make sure that these things of mine are working. Apologies for that, guys. Apologies for that. No, guys, hey. So much has been happening. Even now, I'm having a little bit of an issue here, but I'm gonna carry on talking for the sake of having this open because it's not allowing me to do something here. Hey! Technology, guys, technology. Let me see. Last one. Last one. There we go. Okay, welcome everybody to the Overthinking Football Show. I'm your host, Joel Mukwena. And this show happens every Monday to Friday, 12:30 in the afternoon, and Monday to Wednesday in the evenings too, at 8 p.m. When technical difficulties is not a problem. Guys, Sandawana fans, please, where can I get a matchbox? Nova, actually somebody's trying to do something. Nami, put a matchbox here. Also, if you want to watch any of our episodes back or hear what myself or my panel has been speaking about in the past year, they are all available on Facebook and on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook and you're wondering how do I add my voice to the show, just know that you can join me on TikTok while I'm live and then add your show that way. Yeah, let's get straight into it since I am a little bit late. Yesterday, there was the draw for the Afcon 2023, as they call it, but we all know it's 2024, January. CAF held the draw in order to make sure that the teams are in the right places for the tournament, which takes place on the 13th of January 2024 to the 11th of February 2024. So the groups are as follows before I open up and let you guys in. Group A, Ivory Coast, Nigeria, Equatorial Guinea, Guinea-Bissau. Group B, Egypt, Ghana, Cape Verde, Mozambique. Group C, Senegal, Cameroon, Guinea, Gambia. And then Group D, Algeria, Burkina Faso, Mauritania, Angola. Group E, which we are in, is Tunisia, Mali, South Africa, and Namibia. Group F is Morocco, DRC, Zambia, and Tanzania. How it works is that the group winners plus the 4 highest ranked third place teams go through into the knockouts. As you can see, Group A, Ivory Coast, Nigeria, that's a crazy group. Group B, Egypt, Ghana, that's a crazy group. We've dodged the bullet, guys. We've dodged the bullet. Senegal, Cameroon in Group C. So we've got Tunisia and Mali. I don't think they're as strong as the other guys. So we should be able to get through, at the very least, get a third place finish that we can qualify using. Guys, if you're wondering how to add your voice to the show, just know that at some point now, I'm going to tell you guys that I'm opening up the lines. and you have to be joining me live on TikTok and following me on TikTok, because at the bottom of your screen is a multi-guest button. Click on that button and you can join the chat. Let me see who's here. Oh, King Tefu, how are you, my brother? Are you with me?
I'm with you, my brother. Kunjani?
Hey, bro. Hey, bro. I've been fighting. But anyway, um, tell me, what do you think about this AFCON draw and also our group?
Hey, I'm just happy this time around. Asikho ku group of death because kulama past Afcon beswa join ayi besingekho besihlezi sithola amalokhungana ama group of death njalo ngaso sonke isikhathi. Thothi manje sekumele siminyeke ngasekugcineni. I'm happy nje ngedraw. Hopefully ke our national team ngeke ize disappoint this time around. Bazokwenza ngcono. Hayi le ndaba yokungena ngama number 3 no. Ngifana beyithophe leya group leyo. Ngifana beyithophe.
Sizoyithophe
Because
matasa ukuthi bayithophe.
ngifana beyithophe kakhulu because imali yesikoloto imali mangaphosisa isishaye kulokhungani ku quarter final ngo-2013 la eMzansi kuma penalty. So kumele ikhokhe. So but into ekumele be-aim ukuthi nje besayithunisha then bedle imali. Then kunamibha sesofika sesiphuza isopho. Sesofika sesiphuza isopho kunamibha.
Uzidlela kuTunisia nakumali.
Iwona ama-group okumele belokhwana bewa-aimele ama-team okumele bewa-aimele awu-2 ukuthi lawa siyawashada akho blue.
Yeah.
I-group emnandi kakhulu. Engicabanga ukuthi uma uHugo Bruce ehlele kahle into zakhe cha singayithopa impela. Singahlala
Okay.
number 1.
Itse faku Napoleon likai ka mo. Ke teng abuti. Ke mo draw ba entse AFCON draw o reng ka di group tsena and also our own group as South Africa.
I would keep on it, and it's gonna be a tough AFCON. I won't lie to you. Agbato Chaila Makabuti. Coming to our group, I think the first 2 games we have to win. Yeah, no matter what, the first 2 games we don't need a draw. More group. If only we can secure only 3 wins, then we fine. Or
Yeah.
2 wins and 1 draw. Just to be on number 2 or on number 1. Or qualify. Because this AFCON, I think Leona Senegal, as nearly one of the last champs. But Nigeria, I battle Leona, Cameroon, if he's there, Leona, I battle. Each and every country, especially Rona, we've been chopping and changing for years. I get. You remember Nakorele go Sierra Leone, bo Teko le bo Kuni, ba rola mo fast ba tsamaisa nako. By Costa Zangra qualify. You remember? Yeah, so we really need to regain careful Rona, go that in Afcon and build ourselves as a country towards the next World Cup. Because the rates tsa South Africa we're very far.
Yeah.
We're very far and we have quality players. I don't know when it comes to our squad, or we don't choose correct players, or we choose correct players, we don't know, or is this thing that has been going for years since the 98 World Cup, so this thing of promising players money, then and that now according to me, I think that's the fact. Promise the player Chelet Engat. Look at
Apparently, there's a fight happening in Chelet right now as we speak. But Hugo Bruce is the middleman between Safa and the Bafana Bafana players. Already, Kwalwani.
Why about you? Because our Safa board, it doesn't wanna always really changes there. We need chopping and changes. There won't be another 10 years happen. We still having Bo Jordan Bokoza Boma. We have Bo Boma. We name them. Qualified people will be there. But rona re ntse re dutse politics why go stuff. That's why re say anyway. Yes.
I'm gonna come back. I got a
All
question on
right.
Facebook asking me if the game is going to be live. As far as I understand, they are going to do that SABC plus thing, so we're probably gonna have to watch it online. But I think they'll let us know in due course. Be careful. You know, there's a man there, Ushalulile, Namibia. Should we be scared of that team? Because I see us speaking about Tunisia, I see us speaking about Mali. Marakona, the team Cameroon, that's sitting right there. Are they the underdogs of this, and should SA be worried about them?
Yeah, we should be worried about Namibia because abomakhelwane and they know ukuthi thina siphetheni. They and ama-players abamaningi adlala khona la kwi-league yethu. So there's a point they would want to prove ngokuthi bashayile kungani beshaye Bafana Bafana. We should be worried about them. Mase sikhuluma nje football wise, we have to be worried about them. They could cause a huge upset. As we have been mentioning ukuthi bashaye Cameroon kuma group stages, kuma qualifying games. So ukuchaza ukuthi bona bakhona into abayiphethe. And ngaba ne-luck ngayibona enye game la washalulila khona ascora khona i-brace against Cameroon. They have a fighting spirit. They play as a team, they play as a unit. So I think South Africa will be worried impela uma isiyobhekana nabo.
Can you say Guti group yethu yiyo the hardest group? Because in the other groups, Group A, Ivory Coast and Nigeria might go through Lapo Boy 2. Egypt, Ghana, Senegal, Cameroon, Algeria, Burkina Faso, Morocco, DRC. Most of those groups are decided already. Guti, no, top 2 is on Dula. Is our group harder than it looks?
Yeah, ungasho kanjalo because onke lama lokhwana lamazwe yi-4. I think they are right now they are not doing so well in terms of playing football. Abenzi kahle. Uma ubheka iTunisia sinesikhathi naye agcina ukubala namanye amazwe aku top 5. South Africa isafuna ukusiprova nayo ukuthi iyenza kahle. iNamibia nayo iyenza kahle njengamanje okufakazela ukuthi iku-Afcon for the period of a long time ingangeni ku-Afcon yabo. So ngasho ukuthi inzima. Should anyone okhona lapha egroupini ozobona ukuthi ngathi ungcono kunomunye uzoyibona esala cause uzoba nalento ukuthi awabukele phansi amanye amalukwana amathema nawo egroupini. So uzoyibona seyiluza nje kanjani. So I think they should take that group serious. Ngalendlela ukuthi bengabukelani amanye amathema phansi bedlale ngokuyimisela kakhulu.
Napoleon, is Namibia a dark horse? And also, when you look at this group, all of the other groups, man, Wabona, you can see there's 2 teams that are destined to go through Egypt, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Nigeria. Rona seems like the only one where it might be a question. Is our group harder than what it looks like?
According to me, it is hard, Abuti, because as Ashilo Prati for it, most of the players are going to Namibia, Dijalakai. It's Namibia, Botswana, understand? By the Polo Aruna Mukafe. There are players Bazalang Botswana Namibia. And they play like us, understand? Difference is not that much. But as we know, Shalulileke Mutu Ojwan. And I won't lie, I think Leena coach wa Namibia, he knows how to use Shalulile. According to Hashebela Shalulile has a lot of Sundowns. How he must play and how he must do this and that. So Leona, we need to fix a back for Yarona because Bokranke kana Alorba Oda. He Ujimale Krankekana each and every day of the week. He knows the weak spots are high and everything. So South Africa must stop until undermine the country setting. Yeah, we must play our soccer We must play our soccer and just not try to concede and defend and score and fight for those 3 points. Re kgone number 2 and qualify for another round.
If I could just jump in from my end, what's crazy is that the nice thing about a group of death is that who are the guys to look out for. And it only becomes a little bit worrying or a little bit confused when it's 3 big teams in a group. But for the majority of these groups, we know who's going to come out of this unless there is a shock. And also, there's that thing at Afcon where they say that the 4 highest third place finishers will also go through into the knockout stages. So there's also that element. The thing about us is that we're in a group with Tunisia, who haven't done very well in terms of their country, but as Malume Kutso is pointing out here, they were at the World Cup. You look at Mali, maybe they've been underperforming over the past few years, they've got something to prove. You look at us, even us, I know we speak about ourselves as if we're this great footballing nation, but we haven't been at the Afcon for how long, right? So we've got something to prove. Then you have Namibia, who are absolutely amazing in the qualifying to get into this Afcon and in recent friendlies and things like that. So I would argue that our group is one of the hardest groups because of that. Because there's no clear winner. Maybe you could say Tunisia should win this group. But after Tunisia, the 3 of us, Mali, SA, Namibia, who knows who's going to go through from there. So it's a very, very interesting draw. King Tefu, I want us to speak about South Africa. We were in pot 3. Pot 3 was basically on a scale of 1 to 4. We fall on number 3 in terms of strength in the group. Should we be speaking so much, man, as South Africans, making so much noise about Bafana Bafana, talking about semi-finals, what? Or must we be realistic? Now, a team that wasn't in this tournament for a very long time, and hey, we haven't been performing amazingly up to this point. What do you think?
In terms of disappointment that have been caused by the Bafana Bafana to us, we shouldn't be breaking as we are right now, because we know when we start breaking about Bafana, we get disappointed every time. But it's love for our country, and it's hope that one day they will execute as we want them to execute in the pitch. So I think in a scale of 3, I can put them in number 2 or 3, but I don't see them not going to the next round in this coming Afcon. I trust the boys; they will do well. I trust them. But in terms of disappointment, we shouldn't be breaking like we are right now, because we know every time we get disappointed, especially when we see that in this time we should be doing so well. Look, in this group, we should be saying at least we'll find ourselves in number 1. But as we know that South Africa is disappointing sometimes, so then we can't deny that we want them to go through in the next round, and we have to support them no matter what. They are our boys, we love them.
Let me go to Abud Napoleon. Rabu Rasa as South Africans. Yeah, Bafana Bafana semi-final. Yeah, Bafana Bafana quarterfinals. Yeah. Is the truth that we haven't been in the tournament, we're not a superpower of football anymore? Should we be speaking so much as South Africans?
Abuti ka tshanga le ba re tsekane kwen la pombo. Duela ngwetsa lerata. Man, Bafita are feeling you South Africa gale disappointed Bafita. You know, Bafita, it took our hearts Bafita, but it bear ka motlasa ditlhako for many years, and we are still behind them. Management by time, we're not going anywhere, we're not qualifying for years, we're still behind them. They know we are a national or a ball. So tabasa o prega le di as South Africans, and let our boys by the Spanish Sabona. Le bona ba tloela strength. Take every game as a final. Di-country tse ding di etsa jwalo bafethu. Di
Yeah.
etsa jwalo. Not as ka bane ho na le Sadio Mane or mang or eng. Le rona re ka fitla finaleng ya Afcon. If we choose the right players, if we put our minds and focus ko yona ntho eo, I won't lie, abuti. I won't lie. Di-players tsa rona di blind, they can qualify well stage, but re bola ke pride. I don't know pride that thing is wa kae and re etsetsa eng. Because this thing ya ho bua, it cost because South Africa is another country more Africa. E leng horeng e a shebiwa ka di-headlines tse di etsang when it comes to soccer. You change a coach, you approach a foreign coach. Ba shebile. I understand. So as a country, now I'm pleading or let's talk about the boys. Machita Aspani had the fella by its into right. We tired of being disappointed.
Okay.
Afcon Cabo Lodge
Yeah.
against Egypt.
Come
I
on,
understand.
Swallow.
Eh, ka Lodge wa rona wa ditorotore. Tletse di plaster mfanong. Ai, tlabe fele polo.
Kubo, welcome to the show, my brother. Are you with me this time? Last time, hey, you went quiet on me, my guy.
My bra, network ya how gets in.
Tell me, Kumo, I'm going to give you a chance. What are your general thoughts about this Afcon draw as a whole and also our group?
I'm excited. I think we're gonna win the group, ne? Yeah, I see a challenge from Namibia, perhaps maybe Tunisia, but on paper we should easily win this group. We have no excuses this time. We've got all the players, the experience via Sundowns, and Bola El Foster doing wonders Dago EPL, including Lebo Mutiba. I don't know if he's gonna play, but Lena is on form as the other players are. So we should win this group easily, man. Like honestly.
But should we? Is your country at that level, or are we just voting with our hearts right now?
This time, I say fair. Like, if we're being honest, like I said, we've got better players than we had before, and this time we qualified in a long time without having to host. Yeah, so now honestly, I'm gonna brag, I'm gonna support our boys. I mean, like we've been down for a long time, and the only way is to go up. So I'm gonna give them the spirit. I'm not gonna be cautious, I'm not gonna be timid. I'm happy. We're gonna go for it, man.
There's a man called Staluli there, Kumo. There's a man you know very well. You know very well who's in this group.
Yeah, Mara, this time there's no Tambazwani behind Shalulili in Namibia.
Okay, let me go to Vanilla. Welcome to the show, my brother. How are you doing?
Hey, kunjani mntakama?
Khona, Vanilla. I'm trending up. Tell me, what do you think about this draw Afcon, and what do you think of i-group yethu?
No, angiyaphila mntakama, ngibulise nabafowethu lapho kupanel. And ngingakakhohlwa kuqala, let me just ask first indaba ye-contribution to the platform. Whether like if you're a member or if you contribute on the Capitec account, it's still the same. It funds for all the platform, whether TikTok and YouTube or what.
Yeah, any of them. It's just that the ones on YouTube are monthly, so it goes monthly, and then Capitec is once off, but it's for everywhere.
Oh, okay. No, I just wish as if like nathi sonke bafowethu, even the panelists and the members nalabalunguzayo kuma comments, we could just try and contribute and keep this platform alive, man. Even those guys, no bazokulanda be super sport uzosishiya, but it's fine. We would have contributed
Aye.
to.
Zolanda Immortal Love. Uzobona.
Bazokulanda mntakama, sebabeke iphepha la siyazi uyahamba, siyakwazi lokho. It's okay.
No, thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Yeah. So it draw. I've seen the draw. Bafana Bafana. It's a good draw. And if you look at it historically, and normally we should just win that group. But because we find ourselves in this situation whereby angazi kwenzakalani ngathi South Africa and Bafana Bafana and also the SAFA leadership. But besides that, mina kimi ngikhala kakhulu ngocoach wethu man. I since he's been employed, he hasn't found the right formula. Because if you look, if you even go back, we should have been in the World Cup, even the previous one, the way by Ghana, Gupini, and the Zimbabwe, Zayo, and even we had COVID on our side, whereby some players weren't even allowed to travel to South Africa. That group was there for a taking, but our coach decided to mess it up and not call the correct players for positions that he have in the national team and ignorant and leave the experienced players like Sundowns players. I'm not a Sundowns fan, but if they are playing good, they are playing good. There is no way whether Wosianda Kulo or whoever can put Rivaldo on a bench. As we have to be truly speaking before you do. There's no way Nico Mobi can put Mutau on the bench, even if he is competing pound for pound. No, Morena, while he was still playing in his rightful position as a right back. There's no way. So that group is there for a taking. I believe Tunisia has never beaten us really. It has never. Yeah,
They gave us our
speaker
greatest moment.
yeah, no, labo no, abekho kangako. And also if you ayinami angahleni bafowethu. La kumele asiyeke ukuthi la kumele sibashaye nje. Labo nje cha. If our coach can do the right thing, because the only person who can show I'm only disappointed with the coach. But the group I'm okay. I believe by doing the right thing and coach selecting the best players for the position, we've got good players. If it means it took 8 or 9 players for Mr. Downs, so be it. If they are good, they are good. They are South African, it's fine. Put players according to their position, put the best players, South African best players. Because sometimes we've got this tendency to sometimes umuntu udlala share like overseas and then he's better than the other players who are local, of which is not. If there's the best player we can put for that position, put the best players, we'll win that group easily. Imali Nayo has been like on a downward spiral since and whatever. They've never been that good currently now. They are there for the taking also. We just have to fix our house, put our house in order. We'll pass that group easily, man.
But then, should we be speaking like that? Should we be speaking like that? Because nothing, Jay, it's not like we've lit the world on fire. Even before the draw, we were in pot 3. So pot 3, my team, man, the third best teams. So should we be speaking like this? No, nothing, Jay. Ask in Ziluto.
No, mfethu thina sabantu abasethembeni because we know our players. we know what's good for us as South Africans. It's just we've been let down by the people who are in charge. Those decisions that are taken there by SAF, and of which there's nothing we can do about it. Noma singathi siyazama sithi siyakhuluma but kuyafana nje. We know what we are capable of as a South African, and we've got good players, guys. We've got good players. It's just that the decision, the people who are in charge, they're just letting us down. Bengamelanga even namanje sizithola in this situation lesizithola kuyo namanje. You should be able to put A nathi among the best. If proper and good decision were taken. If it was another country, maybe in the African country, Hugo Bros will be even gone by now. But that one, yes, that one it need a proper president who is there for the interest of the country and who will take decision based on the interest of the country. Because if you look at it, if you go back, even coach yakho manje, the timing you could see the women's relief favor. There is nothing best. Honestly, there's nothing best. But that person was the available option and cheap, was appointed. So we keep on busy doing the same mistake over and over again. But I just wish angazi mhlambe sikube besikuliphi izwe whereby you've got people who are leaders, people who've got interest of a country and soccer, not just politics there, who will take right decision. If the coach is bad, it's bad. You don't need to sugarcoat it. Sugar Bros for our country. Aye, man, no. Manyala.
Let me go to Tebu. Tebu, our Ivory Coast have our Wilfred Zaha. Our Nigeria have our Iwobi, our Senegal have our Sadio Mane. Egypt has Kemal Salah. Realistically, what can Bafana Bafana do here? How do we compare to the top guys?
I think playing as a unit could help the team, not
Mm,
trying to play as an individual.
mm,
So, of which I think it could work for them. As we can go back to the past when we won when we won the Afcon,
mm,
the guys were playing as a unit. No one was playing for someone because he's a star in the team. So
mm, mm,
we have those people who can point and say, is our hope going forward.
mm,
Abo Pisitau, I think he can carry the team on
mm,
his shoulders. But if we can take all the loads of work on his shoulders, he won't cope going forward
mm,
in the whole tournament. So I think playing as a unit has always been the winning mentality in the teams. And as we have mentioned, about Salah lapha Egypt, we beat
mm,
Egypt nabo Mohamed Salah in 2019.
mm,
Siphethe Moses wethu nathi. So
mm,
I think
mm,
we have a good group of players who can work hard and compete for us when we're playing as a group, not as an individual playing for someone just because we want him to shine. He's a star. No, we have to play as a group and as a unit.
mm.
Together we will conquer everything.
Where does this team finish for you in this Afcon?
Hmm.
Yeah, one of my second moves and all my question. That's why I hear it. Where's this team gonna
I
end
think
up?
if we manage to go through from our group stages, we can go far. We can
Yabona
even
ngiqalile ngabo if. Nabathanda bo if guys. Ngifuna
okay.
ukwazi head on
Let
the
me put it
block.
straight here.
Siyaphi.
Okay, siyafika kuma quarter final.
Okay.
Siyafika kuma quarter final. Yeah,
So shaya wakhona.
quarter final siyafika. Uh, yeah, and we can go through to the semis, but kuma quarter final, that's why I'm putting my head on quarter
Okay.
finals.
I love
Yeah.
how you said quarterfinals. That's your head, but your heart is saying that's Yandula. Let me go to Napoleon. Napoleon, realistically, how good is this Bafana Bafana team? I've listed Abantu, Abo Salah, Abo Mane, there's a lot of stars playing in this thing. Realistically, Bafana Bafana, it felt like I.
Nna buti ke tsamaya le di-semi nna.
Somebody
Di-semi.
tell me.
Tsamaya le di-semi final siyafika lapho.
Mm,
Our coach, I want Abu Velile o buile. He spoken well ka everything e le horeng ra utlwa ra e bona.
mm,
Kore fela nje rona phela on another country nje e sa
mm,
batleng
mm,
ho admit
mm,
net coach ele mdalo la swa rona ona.
mm,
Ai you cannot go on ke di-player tse nyane then you expect di tlo challenge le di-player tse kgolo ha
mm.
di fihla kwa. You need
Marakimo
to pick.
or qualifying, doesn't he get some credit for qualifying us?
Yeah, yeah. Why thola credit vele vele ntse re ka qualify. La re ka nka la re ka nka wena wa re coacha mo lo ra hlala lapho ba. Hlala lapho. Fanga lo muntu sono so. Fanga siya qualify. Well, I understand that too. As a country, we've been disappointed many times. And now it's time. Re kgathetse le rona re beha di-weapons tsa rona mo fatshe se shainya o phansi se khathele. We need to Bafana ba tshwantse ba tsebe ho tshizile ba e aparela eng ha e hore ba lo xoma bana mo le ko Bratindi or kae ndawong re utlwile bafethu ra re facing dinnete bafethu
Mara, I still ask, Gore,
utlwile
are you
bafethu
saying this because Bafana Bafana is supposed to do well? Or are you saying it because Bafana Bafana is going to do well?
Bafana Bafana is going to do well
Mm.
as long as our coach Lebra Helmen Mkhelele da bitso wa ka a jetse out here fetogetse di-player tse right nna nka
Okay.
dibuze paneleng maybe mina ngingangifinyelela kangcono uBram Khelele wenzani la Tubrahubo angithi yabona uTubrahubo unenkani akafuna ekujela so upheleleke into ayitsang da or
Ka
uthusa
assistant
out
again.
umthusa ka ingane I don't think he takes anyone's views. Yeah, according to me now that man abatlo mamela motho nka rona mo Mzansi ra mjutso nka Themba Zwane nka Doli nka mang. We know those certain players out here. We know those certain players they're gonna do better. And they know that for that stage because badlalile Africa ba bang badlalile ko France ba bang badlalile kae. You cannot utonka mfana omnyane then utlomisa la abatisa le to a jump. There's no way. There's
Okay,
no way.
okay. Kumo. Can you tell me the truth? Can you tell me the truth? This Bafana Bafana team, is this Bafana Bafana team good enough to make it to the semis, to wherever everybody's saying? Are we just saying that because we are patriotic? Realistically, how strong is this Bafana Bafana team as compared to these other guys?
Oh, wow, now you mentioned your Manes. But Manolena hasn't been performing well ever since I got Bayern Munich from Liverpool. Now he's playing in the Arab League, which you can easily compare to the PSL, in terms of the competition. Yeah, man, we've got great players, man, and I think we're gonna reach the semi-finals. And the reason why we won't get to the finals because Borreja got the penalty because of William Susanele trauma MTN 8. That's the only reason we city final. My bra, pound for pound. And we can definitely compete with the best in Africa, eh? Now I'm confident, my brother, we're gonna go far. For for the first time in a very long time, I'm excited for this Bafana side, ne? And not only because I'm a patriot, but like Super Fan Bafana, I'm actually looking at facts and I'm also looking at this. Nah, bro, we're gonna go far. Honestly, we're gonna go far.
But what are we basing that on? We haven't seen this tournament in how long?
We haven't seen this tournament in a long time, yes, ne? And we are. I mean, like even if we didn't play for a long time, ne? This tournament is every 2 years, and there's every year there's always dynamics. So one, even your strong teams like your Egypt and your Senegals, every year it's different. The way they play, it's like a new tournament for everyone in a nutshell. And for us, we are much more determined because we haven't been playing in a long time, like as you have said, but also majority Sundowns, Skukune players that are in the squad, even to a certain extent, Pirate, Radala Afcon. We know the conditions that Africa. Bosala now when us to the play with the Afcon every 2 years. So now we know the
quality is
climate.
quality.
Mara quality is different. You can't compare Egypt to Liverpool. Watalwang. Al Ahly side ya Egypt, but take a Sundowns. Wawon. So in
Mara,
one
they were
competition,
finalists last time. Mara, they were finalists last time. Listen again. Afcon last time.
Akehan Mara Sundowns Iran Al Ahly. So we know how to beat this top side in Africa. Watalwang. So if we can believe, because the quality is there, we can really go far. I wouldn't be surprised even if we go all the way, honestly.
Okay. Velile. Velile. I need the truth. I need the truth. Is this South African team strong compared to all of the other guys? Are we just being patriotic? Baskuluma so.
Because I heard it last you said, but we've qualified. Qualify Ganjan. How did you qualify?
Let's qualify in a group that was limping, in a group that was missing a team.
You were right, yeah, Ushogamnandi, the group was limping, but how did you qualify on that limping group? So, as in, ubonile but now would see qualify on the limping group bekunzima siminyile like hey.
Mara,
Yo,
question. Sisazominya must be our group stages. Is the calculator gonna come out? Super
inkinga
surprised.
that's my problem because vele kumele sihlala siqualify kabuhlungu kumele siminye kuma-calculator siminye labanye ukuthi ubani angadlali kahle ubani ashaye bani and I don't like that feeling man ibuhlungu. Can't we just do things right and then we qualify nice and peacefully? But I still let's hope the coach will do. As much as I don't believe in him, Velemena is not a good coach for us. But let's just hope we good on this one. If we can do the right thing and select the best players that we have and go and represent the country, go cave. You see. Akumelanga siphile kanje because siphile kanje because we know we've got players, guys. We know we've got players. Select the right players, create the perfect team. The environment must be good. Discuss ama payment thing before kuhanjwa kuyiwa le. Ngatho sesifikele sekuyaliwa makulelo amabonus and all whatsoever. Sort
Kuyaliwa
out those
khona
things.
manje. Kuyaliwa right
Uyabona?
now.
Cabanga kuliwa nge-friendly sekuyaliwa. Hayi. Hayi.
So then, head on the block. Where's
Yeah.
the team gonna finish this tournament?
I know, mina ngizibona kuma-quarter final kuphela. Beyond that, no. With Hugo Bros, I no. Mina ngizibona kuma-quarter final kuphela. Because I don't think ukuthi we'll top that group. Sizokhipha ama-calculators sithanda singathandi.
Thank you.
Sure,
Finally, somebody was honest. Oh, I'm hearing people saying, Ewokuma saying we're going all the way. Let me bring it to Theo. Theo, welcome to the show, my brother. How you doing?
hayi yazi ngibona ngendlela ohleka ngayo ukuthi hayi ngisho ukuthi le group iyachaza le.
Yeah.
This group is exciting. This group is very much exciting.
The thing is, I don't know. What I'm asking
I'm
you guys is that is it easy exciting or is it exciting? How are we going to be fighting? That's what I want to know.
As far as I'm concerned, you look at the teams that we have. When I saw in Namibia, a part of me was kind of happy. I was very much happy when I saw Tunisia. Looking how they're struggling, I was like, okay, we have something good here. But then, hey, I wanna you then start asking yourself many questions. Are they our players going to take the advantage? Because to be honest, we are dealing with teams that are crippled, still limele. Because unless it's a yes, on paper we look very good, guys. Let's not be hyped up too much. On paper we look very, very good. But then, hey, the question is, are the boys hungry enough? Is the coach inspiring them to be hungry enough? And also, I mean, you know what I said last time. Thathi Sundowns uyifake lapha and sobona khona ufake uhlanganise lapho upelepele sibone ukuthi siphuma nani. But I think the group, we stand a very, very big better chance. We can qualify and go further in the group that we are in. Because when I saw the group, bengicabanga ukuthi isovuka neSenegal yabo. But when I saw the team that I saw, man, guys, if we fail to qualify in this group, sizobe sinenkinga. Okay, angali ukuthi sidlule kuma-qualifiers sidlule kanzima ngenxa yokuthi sibhadale ukuthi ama-politicians asezimbabwe asisize as usual. But hey, yabo la sahluleka la ngiyobe ngingazi angifuna ukucaba manga.
Mara nathi ngibuza ukuthi the teams are limping. Mara nathi we are limping. Ngizikhuluma ngathi we are number 5 in Africa. Nathi we are limping right now.
But you look at the players that we have, guys. As I wonder for the past few years, Bafana Bafana, we have not had such young players. Young players who are hungry. Like we have been having a Maketa who are called young players, but now I think we do have young players. We do have a squad that I think can be computer. Reason being, Sundowns is dominating Africa. And we have Sundowns here. I don't see any fast with the coach here to just take a decision and say, you know what? I mean, I ask myself, why do we have this advantage of fielding more than 5 or 10 players, alam Zanti in our own PSL, and then in the national team, we then don't want to use certain players that are playing here. It becomes a disadvantage. In Sundowns here, I will take plus or minus 7 players and start them.
plus or minus 7 players and start them. Then all the other players from Abu Pirates, Abu Chiefs, Bazaba, Super Sub. But the first team is being selected, I wouldn't be selecting it because I think they can dominate, but because they understand each other, they have a gelling style and understand. Then to faka amaplayer ngazani, uthatha uPesita ufuna ukumgijimisa for no reason. Yabona ekubeni ufuna manisele ufuna ukugijimisa uzwane for no reason. So I think for us, for me personal, on paper, guys, on paper, and see Sundowns on paper, we stand a better chance. I don't want to lie to you.
But then Bruce says if you can in beer.
Hey, I want to put you. Bruce one, what I've noticed is he talks too much, but he doesn't want to implement certain things that he knows he should implement. It's like, I want to bring my own style, but not understanding you do not have that enough time, and also the resources that you have now. Next season, use the resources that you have now as best as you can. You look at Ezashi Laukintev, you look at Spain 2010, you look at Germany 2014. Guys, we have seen this thing. It's not something, it's something that we have seen being done. And we are dominating in Afcon because of this Sundowns. It pains me to say this, but we need to win this thing. And if you want to compete in this thing, bring Sundowns. But I think he coach now, is good. Why is he a coach? Why is he that good? Why is he getting paid as much as he's being paid? He needs to find the combinations. He needs to bring out the best out of the players. And above everything, we have the talent, we have the skill, we have the quality. We just need a coach that will put these things together. I keep this true as none.
Head on the block. Head on the block. Iphelela kuphi le team. Head on the block.
Yabona mawubuka Egypt, mawubuka abo Morocco sibambile. You watch Egypt is crippled, guys, too much. You watch Senegal, inkinga mina ngithi Senegal ukuthi they are no longer relying on money, so they become more dangerous without money. So I would say my head on the block, I would say if the coach is able to do anything in show, put Sundowns and add
Eve, man. Never
Apelo the coach enayivela ukuvela kusasa athi akawafuna ama-play Sundowns macash lathi sithe Sundowns yothatha i-Afcon angeke so
kubhethwe yabathi if kubhethwe babuza ukuthi hey when will this team end up?
hayi athi ngilungise madoda Hollywood nebetway nithathe nje South Africa nibe kuma-semi-final ningakhali futhi straight semi-final.
Ngizokhumbula mangikhipha ama-calculator la. Let me break in streets. How you doing?
I'm good, Mr. OT. You?
I'm good, Streets. I'm good. Listen, I'm hearing everybody saying semi-finals, quarter-finals. People are saying that we must walk this group. It must be easy for us. Pick Santa. Realistically, where do we rank versus these other teams in Africa?
I mean, on paper, in this group, Mali has the best squad. If you look, they've Zuma, Abdoulaye Doucouré, Alou Dieng, like these players are big players. It's just they're big names as well. So I think people are sleeping on Mali. I think Mali has the best on paper, but I haven't seen them, so I don't really know what they bring. But on paper, Mali is the best team, and Tunisia beat France in the World Cup, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like people are just undermining Tunisia. So they clearly have also something there. So realistically, I mean, I see them. It's a group that they can win, but then the thing is, we haven't seen these other teams play, so we can't then judge and say, they should just win. But we haven't seen these other teams. So I think if we at least see these teams more, like in Mali when they play, then we can say, okay, maybe here we have a chance, So for now, I don't really know, but they have a chance, but I haven't seen these other teams play.
Head on the block, when you've seen us play, where are we finishing in this tournament?
Head
on the block.
Third place, third or second place.
In the tournament?
No, in the group. Second or third.
In the tournament?
I don't see us topping the group. In the tournament, Nigeria has the best squad on paper. So I expect Nigeria to win it. For me, I think Nigeria are going to win it on paper. not
And
on paper.
where's Bafana Bafana finishing overall?
The quarterfinals. I don't see them going. I don't see them going after that quarters.
Okay, let me bring in Malume Kuto. Have you got your Bruce cape on?
I know it's on the side for now. You good?
I'm good, my brother. I'm good. I hope you're well too. Tell me, realistically, when you compare South Africa to everybody else, I hear people speaking about but Tunisia doing this, but Mali are doing this, but Namibia are doing this, but Senegal are limping, our Egypt are crippled. Where does Bafana Bafana rank with these countries? Because I don't think we're as high as what we think we are.
We are number 14, as the CAF ranking suggests. But I can see people think we are number 1. And you see, when you plant a seed, this is how it must grow. Hugo Pros has planted some optimism. So I'm glad it's coming back. That's why people are giving him body semi-finals and stuff. It's very nice in South African, I must say. But looking at it, from a analytical point of view, a biased analytical point of view, I'm just going to say Bafana Bafana can do the job.
Okay.
We can do that. We can go the whole way, actually. Because the team is sort of goal orientated. They take it game by game. They play to their strengths, and not only to their strengths, but also to the opponent's weakness. So that's why sometimes it's extremely difficult to tell what they are doing. They basically do what winners do. I sometimes hear people romanticize how France won the World Cup, and I'm like, you are lying. I was watching that thing. They used to grind some results. And we can take it back also to most recently, Argentina, also grinding results day by day. Some games they would flow, but when the need arose, they would grind results. So if you have a team that can grind, you are ready for a tournament. And I just want to ask a simple question, guys. Where have we ever seen at an Afcon a team playing fluidly, moving the ball around, dominating position? Even if it's dominating, it's sometimes mostly running players. I remember Nigeria Kachukwueze. There's an element at the pitch in Africa, and I'm noticing it's far beyond infrastructure, because I remember when we had the Afcon in South Africa, suddenly Mbombela Stadium had a lot of sand, and I just thought, this is one of the best pitches in the country. What's happening? So it's unexplainable. So at times it becomes difficult to play the carpet football that people want. That's why in Africa it's about grinding. If you've watched Morocco, Algeria, it's a risk usually to bet over 2.5 when it comes to those countries. It's Morocco versus King, Algeria versus Tanzania. You tune in, 89th minute is 1-1. We're like, Aibo, I had said Morocco over 4.5. That happens only in Spain. In Africa, you have to be able to grind results. And I feel like Bafana Bafana, the way they're playing, they're a team that can grind results. So that's why it can go extremely well. And I can put my head on the block and say it can go extremely well to a point where we win it, and extremely bad to a point where we leave.
Mara, that's not putting your head on the block. So I want you to put your head on the block.
There's that option where you can say over 2.5 or both teams to score.
Aye.
So I'm taking No, here's my issue. Here's my issue. On the face of it, in terms of play, I'm willing to back the boys. But in terms of stage, that's my real issue. I saw my team fall at the first hurdle, Champions League, because of exposure to environment Africa, not because of style of play. I understand. And I just want to say, can I just offer them for 5 seconds? I'm proud to see the boys cry when they got knocked out of the Champions League. It shows which they understand what it stands for. But back to the main topic, I see Bafana Bafana winning it.
Yay! Winning it! Yo, guys. Come on. I want to talk to you because everybody has made some comments now about making the team essentially Sundowns. And as a Sundowns fan, how do you feel about that idea of making Bafana Bafana a Barca Real Madrid type team?
Like, clearly everyone who spoke about that idea has so much sense, and then I respect that narrative. No, but it makes sense. It makes sense. Biased aside, like, who's the current best team in the land? Which team has the best experience in Africa? So, like, as a head coach of Bafana, I would have considered it a long time ago, Wawan, because you want a team that is fluid with each other and they know how to play fluidity, like in terms of their style of play. Wakalohanya. And also, not hurry, like we can add with your Dal Fosters, your Stalin, your Lepasas. See how I'm not mentioning any player from his. Wawan? So, yeah, man, I think it should have been done a long time ago.
Theo, you brought this up. Please expand. How the Palestinians and Sundowns once let him.
It pains me to even say this, but as it must to also on Mandla, that's the only thing you can throw. Why the reason as it sometimes you may see why did Sundowns produce Pesitao? Why did Sundowns, produce Amozungu, even though they came Sebapap? But if you check player manning about producing, are players that were able to go over abroad and compete. Yeah, and we even at one point the city team Onjens, then to base, we were supporting but now he comes he's not going to play with players Angabaz. He's coming back and he's gonna get to Babuzwa, the players that he's familiar with. But the reason why I vouched and said let's bring Sundowns in is because we have never tried this before. We have always been taking Abu Teko Modise, Abu Shabalala, we're trying to spice things up. But for once, man, let's just bring people who understand each other. Imagine Lapa in the middle, having Mkoena dictating that midfield. You know his work rate, what you are Kappa, what he's disciplined on the ball, no make up. But you do have an engine, which are 90 minutes non-stop, dictating certain elements of the game. And when you have Zwane, if you have Leila Froster, you have Pesitao, you can even throw in Uba Kichima, Pirates. But what I want to do, Mina, Usalenga will use him as a super sub. I don't want to lie to you. I would rather put in a player like Abotlongan, someone that can hold the ball, move with the ball, than someone that will just run with the ball. Then have Uzwane fit more. But I think that would be more beautiful. Uzwane angabafita kamnandi and nangabuzwane ukhathele enzele into ebekade ufuna ukuyenza-ke afake ubani umuntu umdansane sibone ukuthi kuyaqhubeka na. But for me, I don't want to lie to you. You start those players at Sundowns in the way that I just explained to you. You're going to be very dangerous. I promise you.
All I'm saying is that Tanzan is going to get us to the final, but we'll see. Let me go to Streets. Streets, should it be done that way? Should we do a Sundowns, mainly Sundowns national team, and hope that their form in the CAF Champions League and in the league translates into the national team?
Yeah, I think it should be that way because then the Sundowns players are more or less used to those conditions. Now they're used to playing in those hot conditions where it's hot. So they can at least acclimatize better than the other players that are not used to it. Plus, these players understand each other. Like, I don't know why he doesn't play Rivaldo Nomval at the back or Kekan or whoever. A national team coach doesn't have time to work with the players. So they just have to translate from local teams and then they bring it there. So I don't understand why he doesn't just take the core of Sundowns. Mukwena is the core, Rivaldo, Mvala, Umudao, that back, at least that back three, that back at the back there, because the back is so important. So then you don't have to be trying to find formulas every time, like, okay, let me try Mobi, or what. At least you know that the players that are already used to playing with each other. So then you have less confusions and stuff, because I don't think Hugo Bros considers that as well, because he just wants to move you like. So now, personally, I think you'd have to use the Sundowns core. They are used to those conditions. Now they even have more experience than those, because also experience plays a role. It's a very big role in Africa.
Okay. I'm seeing people talking about Mtanzani. Guys, Mtanzani was said that he's going to be the future man. Yeah? Bruce said he's looking to the future. Should Bafana Bafana be a Sundowns team?
I'm going to give you a philosophical response, and I hope it will be understood. No, it can't be. Why? All I'm saying is the best players must play for the national team.
Okay.
They need not be Sundowns players or Pirates players, right? There's a hack that people don't see. Sundowns actually signed Bafana Bafana players, and I keep saying this, that Mvala, Williams, Mokoena were first in Bafana Bafana playing together, and Sundowns signed them. So in as much as people want Bros to adopt what Sundowns is doing, no, it's the other way around. Sundowns adopted what Bros was doing and brought in those players. And even Nosipo Mbule at some point was in Bafana Bafana. I think at some point we had Mbule, Mokoena, Mvala, and anyone who's been signed by Sundowns recently in the national team, including Okutumela. So we might take a dim view and think Sundowns is doing extremely well, but not necessarily. And another thing is that our best players are not Sundowns players. What do I mean? Besides Timbers one, our best players would be Pesita, Lyle Forster, and for the national team and not in the country would also include Uzakele Lepas. And then we'd also include Bo Leroux, Bo Stole in terms of horses for courses going into Africa, big boys. One understand that. If Hugo Bros is saying Mtanzania is the future, I trust Hugo Bros's eye because he does exactly that, selects horses for courses. So he would know what's best. So I don't necessarily think we should go for Sundowns. If it so happens that player X is a Sundowns player and another player Y, Z, and it's 8, and Hugo Bros thinks they are fit for that position, then they can play. However, for now, we already have a team, guys. Sianda Kulu is leading that team. Whether Nyamtanda is a nation or Animtandi, that is our best defender, according to Hugo Bros. And Nomvala, people are pretending here. We know Sundowns fans hated Umvala not so long ago. Today, they have posters here of Umvala is the best defender. Why are you not selecting him? We are selecting Umvala is playing center back there because he played at Bafana Bafana. So Hugo Bros knows exactly who to pick. And Rivaldo could say, guys, you can't rely on Rivaldo. He is Madi Hussein. Sometimes it's green, sometimes it's red. He can be injured in no time. Just when you think Rivaldo is coming back 5 months out, just after that 5 months, he's making an early return. He has 3 beautiful games and then he's gone. Understand? So if you want to pick a team, I like Rivaldo as a player. Plus, Copa Mundial, so you know which he's a real one. So I like him, but if you want to build a steady ship, you're really going to have to exclude Rivaldo at this point because he's the definition of injury prone. Right back, if I'm asked to select the team now, this is where I said it's a philosophical answer. If I'm asked to select the team at right back, it's definitely Tapelo Morena. At left back, it's definitely Umutao, depending on the games. If the games are more difficult, hear me out again. If the games are more difficult, I'm pushing Umutau higher up the field, and I'm pushing Umurena higher up the field, and I'm putting in some tall guys at the back there to solidify the defense. I don't know who would play right back, or I'd play Nico Mobi even, so that the team is more solid defensively. With Umrena, which is something that's been done first at Bafana level and then at Sundowns as well. Where they're playing Al Ahly, they'll use Morena more offensively rather than as a defender because he can track back, he gives you numbers in defense. So I believe here's one other thing, guys. the players at Barcelona when Spain won the World Cup, the players at Bayern when Germany won the World Cup were not the best in Germany or the best in Spain. They were the best in the world. Those Xavi was the best midfielder in the world. So many kids were called Xavi, and he was a quiet figure. Can I keep on this guy?
Iniesta, Messi, David Villa.
We are talking about a different class. We're not just talking about taking a team and making it one team. There is no way, if we take Brazil will never take Santos and make it their main team. Or Arsenal, taking not Arsenal, but Argentina take Boca Juniors. No, their players are not in the best team on the land. So what they do is go and select where their best players are. Brazilian best players are playing for Real Madrid. Imagine just saying, Santos is killing it. They're winning the Champions League. We should take Champions League and ignore Neymar, Vinicius Jr., Marquinhos. It's a sound argument, but when interrogated, it doesn't fit. You understand? And there's one point that I wanted to make. Sundowns players are playing on the continent, and that's beautiful. They're not winning the African Champions League. Let's be honest. Now, let's call a spade a spade. They're not winning it. Who's winning it? Players from Morocco, players from Egypt. And trust me, those players from Morocco and Egypt, they're not even playing in the national teams. So if you think Sundowns knows how to play against Moroccan players, trust me, it's just one guy and he's on the bench, hardly making the 15-man team to play against, to play for his country there in Morocco. So maybe, all I'm saying is let's not put in Sundowns per se and just say the best players in the country and the best players for Hugo Bros.
I want to piggyback on that point, but the way I want to go with it is the one thing that about Spain had, maybe Germany as well, when they did that was, the head coach of Spain, I believe it was Del Bosque at the time, he put his ego aside and he said, we're going to play the football that Barcelona plays, for example. I don't see Hugo Broos abandoning the way he plays in order to play Sundowns' football. I don't think they would match up from that point of view. The nice thing about Barcelona and that time Spain was dominating was that these players most of them played tiki-taka for most of their lives. The other ones were enough quality to be put in without necessarily changing too much. And they got onto the pitch and they did what they did at the club. I don't think Hugo Broos is one for Bobo, Sushan and Piano, is one for the chameleon stuff. So you'd be taking all these guys and asking them to play different football. If you want to ask me about Sundowns quality players and what happens when they leave Sundowns, it's exactly that. You come to Chiefs, you're playing a completely different football than what you were playing at Sundowns, and the system was the system. So, do you trust Sundowns' system? Or do you trust the guy who's won Afcon before? I think this question boils down to that, basically. And maybe you should give Hugo Broos more of a tilt on this side because, again, as Umalume Kutso said, Sundowns may be one of the best teams on the continent. But now, remember, when you go play versus these other teams, they're bringing world superstars, right? So that could be a factor. Kumo, I want to come to you. Who is the dark horse of this tournament, and who is winning this tournament in your eyes, and why?
Okay, before go answer, quickly, Abutu Kuzu, you can't compare Boko Junior say to us. Like our best player, Lal Foster, plays for Burnley. So why Argentina, Brazil squads, they've got superstars across PSG, across big leagues. So that is why in this instance we say Sundowns is the best team and something for our Afcon squad. Ne? Dark horse, back to you, George. Our dark horse, obviously I'm gonna stick to what I said. Bafana, like no one expects us to win. at all. No one is giving us a chance. We are the butt of everyone's jokes. But I believe in my boys. So we're gonna win this. We've got a good squad. I'm gonna repeat what I said earlier. We've got a good squad. Most of these people know how they play. And I like what you said about the style of player Hugo Bros. Now that you said it, well, these boys have enough time to adapt to how he wants them to play. Mara, like, if he's gonna allow these boys to have freedom to express themselves and play the way they are used to, and maybe he can tweak maybe there and there, then I'm definitely gonna say.
And then you still say, so you're saying Bafana Bafana is dark horse and the expected winners?
Yeah, okay, yeah. Like, I can't think of any team now.
Ivory Coast, Nigeria, Egypt, Ghana, Senegal, Cameroon.
My bra, Nigeria give up PSG. They've got superstars, but they can win. What's one?
Let me go to Theo. Theo, who's winning this tournament and who's the dark horse?
Before I can answer that, nami ngicela ukulungisa la. Abutukuto, he makes very, very expensive and very, very good points. But we must not forget, we don't have the luxury of having Abu Xavi, Busquets, Iniesta, your Ozil. We don't have Abu Mula, guys. These are the players that we have. The players that are competing in the South African League, and they are doing wonders even in Afcon. In Champions League. So if we can say we're not going to use the style of Sundowns, then the question is, if we say we're going to implement the strategy or the style of getting quality players or top players, which top players do we have? Even right now, we Guzalando Blom, Umlande because of a goal, not because Blom is best. Because Blom was here, he was struggling in South Africa. So for me, it's a makeshift situation. But to go back to your question and to answer you, I think this is the first time in this tournament, Afcon, where almost every team, even their own countries, Senegal, Egypt, they are scared because they don't know what other countries are bringing to the table. It's for the first time that Afcon we don't have, because last time the Sibon Senegal was on fire, Egypt was playing then, but this season, this time around, you watch Morocco, they struggled against South Africa. So it shows Uguti, there's a lot of competition. So for me, I would say it a course now. I know a lot of people might put my hair on the block and choke me, but I think for me, a team that can surprise many, the country that can surprise, many countries here. I feel like we can really do wonders here. If only the coach can just, use the best players that we have as best as he can. I think we can be the type of here. Yeah, but the team that I think is definitely, according to our mindset, that can win it, guys, Senegal. Senegal, they've been competing with youngsters, and they've been doing wonders. But it of course, if only we go to the next stage. If
Labo, which is gonna come a time when we're gonna be saying if Ivory Coast beats Guinea, if Guinea beats out and beat Nigeria, skip on my calculator. But it's fine, I'll have a graphic for that thing. What's this figure now for? Streets. Who's winning the tournament in your eyes, and who is the dark horse for this tournament?
Okay, yeah, I would also like to go back to Malume Kuto's point.
No problem. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I get he makes a valid point, but if we look at the players that we have, our best player in terms of league, the league that he plays for, is Lyle Foster. And besides Lyle Foster, who else is our best player? So, and then you can't. Moby is not even defender of the season in the PSL. So if then he says if Malume Kuto is saying Hugo Boss must pick players based on how good they are in that position, Moby is not the best in that position. That's Mudau. So Mudau then has to, but then he obviously has his favorites, so we don't want to say anything about that. But besides Lyle Foster and maybe Pesita, we don't have superstar players like Argentina has all over the world. We don't have that type of players. The best players that we have right now, in our eyes, is Sundowns players, and they're used to playing in Africa. So we have to incorporate that experience. It will help us going forward. The dark horse for the tournament. I think maybe Zambia. I think Zambia are the dark horses.
Zambia, the dark
Zambia.
horses, and then who's winning
Yeah.
for you? Oh, well, why Zambia? Why Zambia?
I don't know. I'm just taking a wild guess here. I don't really know.
And then who do you think is going to win the tournament?
Nigeria.
Nigeria. Oh, you're on the Nigeria train.
That attack. Sometimes it's just about the quality. Like Maluma Kuto said, in Africa it's about pragmatism again. Sometimes you just need that quality player that's just gonna deliver. They have Osimhen. It's Chai. It's Chai. That's all I'm gonna say. Osimhen.
Okay. Maluma Kuto, do you wanna respond to any of the things that were said now?
I like ruffling feathers, but anyway, guys, we that's why I keep saying it's a philosophical answer. We basically saying the same thing. Let's pick the best players, whether they're from Sundowns, whether they're from Maputuma FC. Pick that guy, and let's make sure that guy can be used by Hugo Bros and fits into the system and is
But
accepted.
then, what are we basing the best on? Is it a situation where we're saying these are the best performing players? Are we saying for Hugo Bruce's system, Nico Mobi might not be somebody who's incredible in the league, but in his system, maybe the sum is greater than its parts or something like that?
That you've got it on point. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. So what I'm saying is Hugo Bros has the eye and has the experience of winning Nations Cup, right? Let him tell you who's the best player. And so far he has proven, and they keep signing whoever he suggests or understand whoever he raises. They keep signing them. But at some point, Charlie was the best midfielder in the country. We won't forget. And people kept saying Charlie. And today, no one is saying Charlie. People are like, at some point, Kune was the best keeper in this country. And Hugo Bros was being questioned. Why are you not selecting Kune for experience in Tonton? But today, Ronald Williams is number one at a specific club. Umvala was seen as a cow, but today he's the first name on the team sheet at a specific club. So let's let the guys with experience dictate to us who must go in. And you see, the thing about Brazil and Spain, they did exactly the same thing, guys. In as much as Spain looked like they selected Barcelona players and Brazil and Argentina selecting players who are out of the country, no, they just selecting the best players in that country, and they're accepting who's doing well. And like you said, I like how you said Utel Bosque had these guys were the best.
Hey, network.
It's a no-brainer. You're like, no, I didn't Shavi. I can't argue for something.
Hey, network, Malume Kuto. I'll come back. I'll allow you to finish that point. Guys, look, you know where I stand with this stuff. If you're a coach, do whatever you want to do as long as the results back it up. That's all I'm gonna say. I think if the coach was more aligned with what Sundowns did, or if the coach had shown before that he was for having a national identity that is Sundowns, then he probably would go ahead and do it. My only question is, I don't think the chameleon is Hugo Bruce's football. So you'd be bringing all these guys saying that they play away and they know each other and they're comfortable with each other, and they want to play for a coach that maybe plays them in a different system. So I'm for whatever. If the coach feels as though Mobi is the best person for him, Ota results, and we can judge him by the results at the end of the day. The only thing I don't like about Hugo Bros is that, hey, my guy flip-flops a lot. No, Sundowns players are not good. Next day, Sundowns players are good. No, Chiefs players shouldn't be anywhere near the squad. They're 8 points behind Sundowns. Now Chiefs is 14 points behind Sundowns, but he picks Chiefs players. He flip-flops a lot in that regard. In terms of who I think is going to win, I think Senegal is going to win again. I think they're going to defend it. I think the dark horse is Nigeria. As people have said, Nigeria has all of the talent, they have all of the names and all of that stuff, about Osimhen and all that, but they haven't been able to capitalize on that. So I think dark horse is Nigeria, but I definitely think Senegal keeps it. Senegal retains that trophy. Kuma, can you give me your closing statements for today?
Yeah, man. I'm gonna say we should brag. We should brag as much and as loud and as proud as we can. I mean, like Chiefsy, they don't win anything for a long time, so we should do it, ne? I'm excited, guys. For a long time, I'm excited about my team, about Bafana Bafana. We're gonna go all the way. Hopefully, Lena, I'll be there, level with Mama Joy in the stands cheering, for my team. Yeah.
Lena, maybe Kev is listening, guys. I can do my show live from Ivory
Media
Coast.
pass, yeah, nah.
Just putting it out there.
No, thanks, guys.
No, thank you so much, Kuman. Thank you for the gifts there. Theo, closing statements.
Yeah, I think we have a good team. I will say this time and time again, we have a good team. We have quality players. We need to learn from our mistakes and stop allowing pride to take over us. Motivate our players, support them as best as we can, and this is the moment, Nigeria, Senegal, Morocco, Tunisia, Egypt, all those teams, they have one thing in common. Every time when they play against us, they've never dominated us. Stars or no stars, they've never dominated us. We have been able to impose ourselves. So with the quality and with the hunger that we have of these young players and with the winning mentality of players from Sundowns, I think we can stand the whole of Africa, if not the world. So we will see even with the Win Lama friendly matches now. If our coach can just stop this thing of picking and changing, just put a team and play it for all these friendlies. Just play one team and let's see the consistency. Let's see.
Heaven. Is it me too? Ow, there's the network sign on Theo. We'll come back, Theo. We'll come back. Streets, closing statements for today.
Let's not have our hopes up. I don't want to jump. I don't want to jump to conclusions, and then man, we'll be blaming Hugo Bros and man. I expect third place, and I'll be happy with that. That's okay. My closing statement.
That's all. You're fine with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
No, I hear. Thank you so much for joining me, Streets. Yeah, look, I think from my side, if I'm being 100% honest, I think this is a very Bafana Bafana that fights. It's a Bafana Bafana that seems to be together. It's a Bafana Bafana team that looks like Hugo Brusman has given them something. But I'm still not all the way there. And the reason why I'm not all the way there for me is I don't feel like we have players that can change the game like we need to change the game at certain points in these tournaments. You can call on you can call on let me see, you can call on Sadio Mane, and you know that maybe in the moment where you need something, he'll come up with it. You can call on Salah. Moment where you need something, he'll come up on it, because Afcon is not a pretty tournament. Afcon is not a tournament where you're going to see the best football. It's usually ugly, and it's usually very neck to neck. And then it gets to a point where you need somebody who can make the difference. There's a reason why Senegal and Egypt were in the finals. And I don't think that we have that. I don't think that. And as much as we're saying about Tembazwane are the best players and all of that stuff, I think the systems of Sundowns is more important than the players. And I also think that you also see it with Sundowns in the moments where they needed that little bit versus Abo White at Casablanca. They couldn't find it. So I feel as though South Africa is there. And I feel as though if the other countries can play to their level, but also when you have Abo Osimhen, Abo Mane, Abo Banbane, for those final moments where you need like just that little bit of push, I think they do better than us. And it's going to be interesting after the Afcon because then we have to speak about what happens after that. If we do get knocked out, if we make it to the quarterfinals, what happens after that? Does Bruce stay with this job? He's spoken about Tanzania being the next Tembazwanes or people who can be Tembazwanes, but they're 28. Does he go younger? There's so many questions that we'd have to answer, but I'm not very confident about Bafana Bafana's chances. I hope I'm proven wrong, but honestly, I think even this group will be tough to get out of. My prediction is quarterfinals. If I'm being, is the quarterfinals? What's the one right after groups? That one. I think that's where we're gonna stop. So, what do you need from us to go to the Nations Cup? Yo, guys, money more than anything else. Money more than anything else. Yeah, that would be the biggest one. But before money to go to Afcon, it's money to keep this up. So if we please can donate, we can join the memberships on YouTube. It's 20 rand, guys. 20 rand is the lowest tier. 20 rand, 60 rand, 150. Lowest tiers. Help me out. Help me keep this up, and then hopefully we can do Afcons and all of that other stuff. But first, it's about keeping the show running. And like I said, this is the last month. Let's see if we fail to reach the semis. Bruce must go. I think in another episode, I'm gonna ask who would we replace Bruce with? That would be my question. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. I will see you guys. I'm not sure if I'm gonna cover tonight. I'll let you know via the statuses. But I'll see you guys on Monday, if not to cover this Bafana Bafana game. But thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you to the commenters. Thank you to the guys who followed the page. Thank you to everybody that's on Facebook and on YouTube too. Your support does really mean a lot to me. You guys don't understand. But yeah, I'll see you guys Monday.